So, Hitman 3. How well does it allow you to customize your Hitman Agent 47? Before I go over the grounds I've set in my last video for what makes good customization, let's first take a look at your inventory in the game, as that will give you a good idea of what Hitman 3's customization is like. There are 3 categories for each customization items. This includes suits, gear, and weapons. Let's start off with suits. Suits have been categorized into 6 categories. You have the classic theme, which involves some suits from older Hitman games. You have the formal, which is just Hitman in a tuxedo. You have Hitman wearing a coat, which is just Hitman, an outfit with Hitman with a coat. You have casual, which is Hitman usually without a tie and just casual attire. You have tactical, which doesn't involve too much. And then lastly, you have themed, which has a bunch of crazy Hitman suits, including Santa 47, which is Agent 47 dressed up as Santa Claus. I'm going to give Hitman 3 1 point for having all these suits organised under themes. The previous Hitman game just had all your suits in an unappealing line, which is still kind of the case with Hitman 3. The point that I'm trying to get at is that it's nice when a game has its customization items organised for the players. To quickly summarise suits, all suits in Hitman 3 simply change the way Agent 47 looks and don't really add any sort of advantage whatsoever. Except for, of course, for one exception. The clown suit does offer one gameplay advantage, and that is while you are wearing it, a certain item will be legal. That item being a blooming baseball bat that is legal while wearing the clown suit. It's got like, it's clown theme, it's got like confetti and stuff, but like, oh dear. Oh, I'm a bit worried about the clown with a baseball bat. Like, aren't you a bit worried? No, I'm sure it's fine. Like, there's nothing can go wrong. He's just a clown. Oh, and he's just hit someone with a baseball bat. Oh, I feel kind of responsible for this. Also, just before I move on, no other suit does what the clown suit does. Like, for instance, the white shadow doesn't make the white katana legal. The clown suit kind of just is a one-off. It makes one little item legal. Though I kind of wish some other suits did what the clown suit did, like this suit with the white katana. Come on, why not? Let's have a little bit of a talk about the NPCs in the game. Seeing as Hitman 3 doesn't really have players that you can show off your suits to, NPCs can actually react to what kind of suit you're wearing. Have a little watch.
Hey, Santa! Look, I love Christmas, but my boss told me if you see Santa, don't let him in. Sorry, man. He's Jewish.
Yeah, you heard him.
You are definitely not coming through here. Please, move along.
Do what the man says, mister.
It's like, here's a problem. The NPCs in this game only really notice special suits like there's Agent 47 dressed up as Santa Claus. When it's any other suit, they won't really pay much attention to it, like this clown suit. However, there are voice lines for the clown suit, as you'll see.
You've been upstairs. Carnival's later this year. You're not coming through.
Take a walk. Get out of here.
Most suits don't really grab the NPC's attention. It's only really special suits like the Santa Claus suit that grab their attention. However, seeing as all suits are under a category, it'd be nice if there's nothing else to say about a suit, if the NPC would at least comment on its category. Like if you're wearing a classic suit, they could say, hey, that suit looks pretty classic. Or if you're wearing a formal suit, they say, hey, that suit's very formal, you look very good. Something like that would be nice. Anyway, enough about suits. Let's move on to gear and how gear is customizable. If we take a look at tools and take a look at lockpicks, you can see that there are 3 lockpicks so it will have a slightly different look. And they do the same thing. They open doors. The only difference between these lockpicks is how it looks, and that's it. There are quite a bit of items that have this theming gear. Like you'll have fishing wire that acts as fiber wire, and then you have fiber wire that acts as fiber wire. It's the same thing. I mean, for pity's sake, the lockpick is a really small item. Why does it need to have 3 different looks? Most items don't get 3 different looks. At least they have like an additional look, like the Mark II, but this thing has Mark III. Like, why? Anyway, some gear is actually nice to have different versions of. For example, a rubber ducky grenade is a useful item to have multiple of, because it gets used up, unlike the lockpick. Once you use an explosive duck, it explodes, you can't use it anymore, but if you brought a second one, you can create another explosion. Meaning if there's 2 targets, you could just literally kill them with 2 rubber duckies. That's all you need. The game doesn't let you have multiple of the same item. However, if you have a Mark II of an item, it practically means that you can use the same item twice. Let's move on to weapons, which kind of is pretty much gear as well. Weapons for the most part are just guns, and you got a bunch of silent pistols here and there. Some will be the exact kind of same silent pistol. You can see here those 2 SMGs were the same, Mark 1, Mark 2. Assault rifles, yeah, some of these would be different, do different things. This one's got a suppressor, that one doesn't have a suppressor. And then you have some sniper rifles, each one will have better zooms and no zooms. And then lastly, you have melee weapons. A lot of them I think should be in gear, like the muffins over there. Like, that isn't really a weapon, in my opinion. There's only one item in gear that has the title melee, that goes under melee, and that's a golden bar. That's like the only thing. Don't know why it's the only thing in gear that's melee, but yeah. You mean, look, here it is. There's the gold bar under melee. I have actually looked at its description that I'll show you. A small gold bar can be thrown as a distraction, and if someone finds it, they'll pick it up. So that's actually probably why it's under tools, because it has this little thing of people actually pick it up. It's kind of can be used as a distraction, but yeah, it's the only melee gear item. Now that we've taken a look at the player inventory in this game, we've looked at the suits, the gear, and your guns. You kind of now know what it's the game's customization like. I'm going to give it just 1 point for just being able to customize your Hitman suit, your gear, and your weapons. Like, that's really all the game really needs. But let's just take a look at the grounds I've set in the previous video, see how well the game compares to that. Starting off with the first bullet point, earned or available, I would say that gets just a point, because you earn your suits and your gear, your weapons and stuff by just playing the game. Like, you'll do challenges here and that will unlock stuff. It's quite available and you earn it, so it gets a point in that category. Next bullet point is having lots of customization options. I'm just going to give this a point here. It has enough customization options, suit, gear, weapons. Like, I think that's enough for a Hitman game. You don't really need extra. In fact, I'll talk a bit more about that for the last bullet point about customization, but other than that, it gets a point. It passes. Right. Next bullet point is to be able to make my character in this game. Although I'm a bit disappointed I can't have like a purple suit or whatever for Agent 47, I don't really want to be able to make my own character in this game. Like, sure, it'd be nice to maybe have some kind of suit that resembles it, but no, like, Agent 47's his own character. I don't really want to make my own, so I'm just going to give a point for this category and leave it at that. Right, now the last bullet point we got a bit of talk about here. And I'm just going to first off say this doesn't get a point in this category, unfortunately. It doesn't have really a multiplayer. It has a sniper mode, which you can play with someone else. But that you can't customize your character in that mode because you're not playing as Agent 47. You can't like put on a suit for him or whatever that you can show off to other players. You're playing as these separate characters that aren't 47. The thing is, as you can see here, I'm actually facing off against a player in Hitman, but this is from the previous game, Hitman 2. It had a game called Ghost Mode where you could face off against people and show off your suits. So if Hitman 3 still had this, it would have scored more points in this review, I guess. But unfortunately, it doesn't have it anymore, which is quite a shame because I used to really enjoy this game mode, and I'll explain why I really enjoyed it. As you can see here, Ghost Mode offered you a reward for killing 100 targets, that being the Phantom suit. Now, killing 100 targets takes a lot of time, and if you're trying to play really sweaty and win in this game mode, you would only usually get only 5 kills, because once you get 5 kills, you win the match, that's it. However, if you kill a non-target, your score goes down by 1. So in theory, you could kill a target, then kill a non-target, then kill a non-target, kill a target, and boom, keep going like that, and then you could end up getting 100 kills in a match. So I would offer other players the chance to go get this suit. I would just not try at all. Well, they just have the opportunity to kill 100 targets in a match and unlock this suit. There's 2 reasons why I did this. One is it's a nice thing to do for other players. They get this suit, and if I didn't help, this would probably take them a really long time if they were trying to do this. Like in theory, it would take them 50 matches if they don't lose a point and they always win. That's how many matches it would take you if that were the way you were playing. The second reason is that I just enjoy going around killing non-targets. Like, sure, I've probably done that in just regular Hitman levels, like just go around on a murdering spree trying to get through the level. But like doing it in Ghost Mode, it's just funnier because you respawn and like you can continue with the mayhem, making sure all non-targets on the level are gone. And I really enjoyed doing that. Alright, now it's time to tally up the points for Hitman 3. Hitman 3 scores a solid total of 5 points. However, I have 5 suggestions of how Hitman 3 could get more points. And I will put those suggestions from 1 to 5, 1 being a suggestion which I don't really care if it gets implemented or not, but I'll be happy with it. And number 5 being, I'll be very happy if this was implemented, and I really think it should be implemented. Number 1 is to have more suits like the clown suit, aka meaning wearing this suit will make one item legal. This is at the bottom of the list because I don't mind if they don't add more suits like the clown suit, but I wouldn't be against it at all. Number 2 is something I've already mentioned, just the NPCs paying more attention to the suits you're wearing. Like the clown suit kind of already has dialogue for, but also, sometimes the people just say to the clown suit, go away. Maybe just talk about its category, that it's under a theme, say, hey, that's a nice theme, something like that. I would like that to be implemented. The third thing that I think should be implemented is telling you how you've unlocked an item in the item's description. Like for the clown suit, I know you have to do an escalation or whatever to unlock it, like a challenge, but it would just be nice for when I'm looking through items and thinking, how have I actually got this item? It'd be nice if I can click on it and then it says in its description how I got it. I think that should definitely be implemented. The fourth thing is I think they should add Ghost Mode back. Like, I just really enjoyed it. And also, the heading game modes, like for Hitman 2, it had the heading game modes, you'd have Ghost Mode and then you'd have the Sniper mode. But when they took it off, it literally was just a Sniper mode under that heading. And then for Hitman 3, all they did was they had the Sniper mode under that heading, but they also had contracts and stuff, which is already a thing. And the last thing that I think should definitely be implemented is a co-op mode. Like, I played Ghost mode as a co-op, and I kind of really enjoyed it. Like, I helped people out of a challenge. I wasn't trying to verse them, even though that's what in the mode you're meant to be doing. Although I did, of course, play it how it is meant to be played. But no, I think a co-op mode doesn't necessarily need to be added in Hitman 3, but in a future Hitman title where you're playing your own Hitman, yeah, co-op. And those are the 5 things that I think should be implemented into Hitman 3. And if not Hitman 3, then the future Hitman title, as you know, there's quite a few of them now. Hitman 1, 2, 3. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for watching. Do appreciate it. If you want to know when the next video is going to be out for this series, I think there's a button that helps you with, knowing when the next video should be out, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, have a good day. Goodbye.